Ay, 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 guys. The bad news just does not stop. We got some news from Apple this morning that the demand for their iPhones, well, it's not looking as hot as they thought it was going to be. So now they got to cut back on production, which is sending down the stock about 3%. And the crazy thing is, and you all know Apple, it has a huge weighting in the overall U.S. stock market. The crazy thing is, with this news, Apple being down 3%, the S&P, the Dow, the NASDAQ, the Russell, everything is in the green. So we're seeing a bit of a divergence here. We got to break down what I'm noticing, my thoughts on everything. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, run that like button up. Let's try and get at least 100 likes on this video. And with that being said, let's just dive into the video. And not waste any time. So right now it's about 10:40 a.m. on the East Coast, and check it out. Again, all the indexes are up. We have the Russell up massively, 1.7% right now, which is by far and away the most green index this morning, guys. We have the NASDAQ up 0.5%, S&P's up 0.75%, as we have the Dow Jones up roughly the same, 0.75%, and we have the VIX down just a little bit. VIX is down 1.2%, hovering right around 32 points as of right now. And again, this is all as of right now. We have all day ahead of us. Anything could really happen from here. But as of now, we are getting a bit of a relief rally in the overall stock market. We're starting to move off of, this 360 marker on SPY. And funny enough, guys, we actually broke under 360 this morning. It was in the pre-market. SPY hit 358.72. Double bottom there. You guys can see that. And now it's been pretty much rallying ever since. So in other words, from 358, it is up to now 366. We're talking over 2% from the pre-market low. So it's up 0.9% from yesterday's close, but from pre-market low, from today's pre-market, it is up over 2%. So we're getting a nice little rally here on the intraday. You guys can see that. And again, on the 20-day chart, you can see that on SPY as well. And on Triple Q, which tracks the NASDAQ 100, same thing. It hit a fresh low in the pre-market this morning at 269. So we barely broke under 270, but we did. We broke 270, and now we're at about 277. So just like that, we broke 270. Now we're well back over 270. In other words, it is up probably 2.5%. Yeah, about 2.5% from the pre-market low. That is freaking insane. So we're seeing, and to be honest, Apple's news that we got this morning probably, or was that yesterday? I forget exactly when we got it, or after the bell yesterday, later. Actually, it might have came out this morning. Either way, that news probably pushed the markets red in the pre-market, right? That's why we took the lows out on Triple Q and SPY. But for some reason, markets are rallying like crazy right now off the lows, while Apple, which we're going to pull up right now, is still in the red. Let's pull up Apple and dive a little bit deeper into what the heck is going on, because after all, that is what you guys clicked this video on. Of course, because of the title, right? Of course, you guys like seeing me break down the markets, but we got to break down Apple in this video. So let me pull up my notes on my phone, because my iPad actually died on me. It was at 1%. I didn't realize I didn't charge it overnight. So that's my fault. So we're going to be using the phone. Anyway, a Bloomberg report came out citing people familiar with the matter that said that Apple is ditching plans to increase new iPhone production after demand fell short of expectations. So in other words, they're not, I guess, selling, as fast as they were expecting. Demand is not quite there, as hot as they were expecting. And that makes sense, considering people are realizing, holy crap, we might be in a recession. Well, we are in a recession technically, but of course, Jerome Powell and the White House, the government, they don't want to admit it, but we're in a recession, and people are starting to realize, hey, maybe I don't need that new iPhone. Maybe maybe buying it every year is pretty stupid. Maybe I should start buying it every other year. So, of course, there's still people that are buying it every year, and there's always going to be people buying it every year. But people are starting to pull back a little bit as the Fed's raising rates, stock market's coming down, people's wealth is diminishing on paper, so they feel poorer. I mean, this is all having an effect on everything, right? On demand, right? So Yeah, that's what's going on. Apple has told suppliers to pull back from efforts to increase assembly of the iPhone 14 product family by as many as 6 million units in the second half of this year after an anticipated surge in demand failed to materialize. People familiar with the matter told Bloomberg News. So, yeah, they're going to be cutting back by as many as 6 million units in the second half, and this is according to Marvin Chen, an analyst from Bloomberg Intelligence. He said that disappointing iPhone demand may reverberate throughout the supply chain and impact tech-heavy Taiwan and Korea the most. And if you guys didn't know, Foxconn, they put a lot of the iPhones together. There's a lot of suppliers that have parts in this iPhone right now that are also struggling. Their stocks are falling because of this. You know, it's not just like, oh, Apple's demand is the iPhone demand is coming down a bit. It's only going to hurt Apple. No, guys, that's not how it works. It's going to hurt all the suppliers of Apple as well during the the time period of that less demand than expected, which means there's going to be less production, less work, yada yada yada. And the crazy thing is, even though all that I just said, they're cutting back production, demand is not where it was expected. Apple will aim to produce 90 million phones for the period, roughly the same level as the prior year, and in line with Apple's original forecast. So even though they're cutting down a little bit, they're still in line with their original forecast from this summer, which it's only September, guys. I mean, this summer was, a month or two ago? So in all reality, yeah, demand is probably not where it should be according to Apple due to the things I mentioned. Rates going up, people are feeling poor, mortgage rates are going crazy, people are cutting back a little bit. So they're like, okay, and demand's not where it is or where they thought it was going to be, but it's still where they thought it was going to be a couple months ago, from their forecast this summer. So at the end of the day, it's not like Apple's completely, screwed, or their demand was cut by 30% or something crazy. It's just coming down a little bit, and the stock is down 3% on this news. You can see it's down about $5, and the descending triangle I've drawn out here is playing out. You guys can see here on the 20-day chart, and maybe on the 4-hour chart, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. Yeah, look at that. If I zoom in a bit, look at this on the 4-hour time frame, guys. We have clear lower highs that have been being made for months at this point, more like weeks. You can see that here. Boom, 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 boom. Another one right here that was just put in, earlier this week. And look at this. We took the lows out officially with today's down move of almost 3.5%. We took the lows out, which the lows were, from the middle of this month. Now we're at the end of September. This month flew right by, didn't it, guys? We took that 148 low out. Now we're just under 147, and the low on the day for Apple is $144, guys. So there could be more downside. I mean, we'll see how their earnings look at the end of next month. So in about 1 month from today, they're going to be reporting earnings on the 27th of October. So it's if those earnings don't look that great, guidance doesn't look good from there for the next couple of quarters, then Apple investors, they're going to have to start worrying. Maybe not worrying, because the Apple, the company, it's not going to go anywhere at the end of the day, but they're going to have to brace for some short-term pain. Let's just put it that way. So those are some thoughts on Apple, and just a quick little breakdown on what came out this morning. And it's crazy. I mean, Apple has a huge weighting overall in the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100, and everything is moving up on the day. It's crazy. You'd think today we'd have at least a little bit of a red day, but everything is up. And I'm not complaining. It's not like I'm complaining, but I'm just saying, like, Apple's such a big weighting. It's down about 3.5%. I thought this would drag down the overall markets, and it's just not happening. I mean, we have some other big tech stocks that are green. Microsoft is up 1.1%. Google's up 1.3%. What else is moving? Amazon's got to be up. Meta's up. Meta's up pushing 3% right now. So, yeah, I mean, Interesting day so far today, guys. So with that being said, we're about 9.5 minutes in. We could wrap up with just quick rapid fire a couple of stocks here. Coinbase, and the thing is, guys, this relief rally that we're seeing, we got to be careful with it, because overall the bears are still in charge. Don't get it twisted. So with a lot of these stocks, I'm a little bit cautious with them. Coinbase is up 5.5%, almost 6 on the day. But look at that. We're still under the moving averages. We still have a death cross, so you got to be careful. Netflix is up about 5%. This one actually doesn't look that bad. If I extend this to the right, let's do that together. You're noticing Netflix is actually starting to move above the moving averages today, and we're actually getting close to a big resistance right around 240. So I'm actually going to put my alert on Netflix. I'm glad I saw this. If I put this at 240 and we start moving out of there, guys, we could start moving to the top of this channel. Do you guys see that Netflix really is still in this channel right now? So I guess with that being said, we'll end it off on Netflix. Yeah, that's it. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts about Apple in the comments down below, and hit that like button. Let's try and run the likes up on this video. And if you guys haven't gotten your free money from Moomoo yet, use that link down below. Deposit at least $100, and you get 15 stocks each up to $2,000. And you could also get 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. All of those links down below, guys, help out the channel. Full disclosure. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys as always. Keep crushing the market. Stay safe out there. Peace out.